When converting units in metric measures, we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, we're going to multiply. And the reason for that is we have more little units inside each one of our big units. So our biggest unit that we talk about in 5th grade math is kilo. And I'm going to just say the prefix instead of following them by one of our standard units because meters, grams, liters, they all work the same. So if I'm going from kilo to hecto, there is a relationship for every 1 kilo, I have 10 hectos. So I'm going to multiply every 1 kilo, I'm going to multiply by 10 hecto because I know there's 10 hecto inside of each kilo. Going from kilo to deca, I know that there are 100 deca inside each kilo somethings. So for every 1 kilo, I'm going to multiply by 100 deca. Going from kilo to the standard unit, there are 1,000 of whatever our standard unit is. There's 1,000 of those standard units for every 1 kilo. So we're going to multiply by 1,000. When we're going from our standard unit to deci, we are still maintaining that relationship, just like 1 is 10 times larger than a tenth. 10 or then we have that same thing going on with our standard unit is 10 times larger than our deci unit because deci is our tenths. For every standard unit, if we're going to centi, we have 100 of those centi units in there. So we're going to multiply by 100. Going from the standard unit to milli, we're going to multiply by 1,000 because we have 1,000 of those little units inside to make the standard unit. Now, when we go from a smaller unit to a larger unit, we need to divide because it takes more of those smaller units to make a bigger unit. So going from hecto to kilo, we have to divide by 10 because it takes 10 hecto to make a kilo. Going from deca to kilo, we need to divide by 100 because it takes 100 decas to make 1 kilo. And going from the standard unit to kilo, we need to divide by 1,000, divide our standard unit by 1,000 to get 1 kilo. When we're converting our units, when we're going from deci to the standard unit, we're going to divide by 10 because it takes 10 deci to make 1 standard unit. When we're going from centi to the standard unit, we're going to divide by 100 because it takes 100 centis to make 1 standard unit. And going from millis to the standard unit, we're going to divide by 1,000. An example of this would look like 550 millimeters, and I'm trying to convert it to centimeters. Well, I know millimeters are a smaller unit than centimeters, and it takes 10 millimeters to make 1 centimeter. So I'm going to divide 550 by 10, and I get 55 centimeters. Our weight in the metric system, an example of this would be 2,000 grams, and I'm trying to change it to kilograms. So I'm going from a smaller unit to a bigger unit. So I'm going to divide. And I know for every 1 kilogram, I have 1,000 grams. So I'm going to divide 2,000 by 1,000, and I get 2 kilograms. Example in volume in the metric system is if I have 2 liters and I want to change it to milliliters, I'm going to ask myself, well, for every 1 liter, there's 1,000 milliliters. And since I'm going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit, I am going to multiply. So 2 times 1,000 is 2,000. Don't you love conversions in the metric system?